Hello.
I think you forgot about Sir Trees. I know, I was giving you a hard time because you said me twice.
So Sir Trees is on the call as well.
Is Sir Trees in here?
What's up?
Oh, Lucas Land? Nice. Can you not hear me? Can you not hear anybody?
Sometimes the audio comes through, most of the times it does not, though.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The round has begun. Stolen. It's headed back downfield. Interception. Clears it out. Picked off. Great job. Orange clears it out. Interception.
I can hear you, Torque. Ah, okay.
Who put Martini and Luke on the same team?
Get that out of here. Orange sends it back the other way. Picked off.
I think Scrim did the balancing this week.
I can hear everybody on the Twitch stream except for you, Torque.
Oh, so yeah, I can hear the echo of myself on the Twitch stream from your mic.
Shut him down. It's headed back downfield.
No.
No.
Blue sends it back the other way. Blue throws it way
I'm
back
enjoying the
field.
match, just watching them go around here.
Yeah, I can hear you over there.
Picked off.
Oh, Raijin. I just heard Raijin.
Holding down the fort. What a pick. Orange sends it back the other way.
Yeah, I can't be trying those 3-point shots with 3 people in the goal. You gotta get a little closer.
That's now. I bet people can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
We have always been able to hear you.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I'm trying to make
I'm
sure
listening
that
to the Twitch stream actually.
yeah, I want to make sure it's going to the Twitch stream.
Sends it back the other way.
So it is going to the Twitch stream. I think I can hear it.
Yep. I gotta turn that off. It's a couple second delay now.
Okay, I'll crank the volume on my mic a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't start a feedback loop. But anyways, yes, we're here live on VRBN, showing Tyro's Midweek Madness early session. We got a mix of NA and EU players enjoying the game here. We have got a chat room filled with people with Dogalot, Kudakai, Sir Trees. Quang is Khan / Quan / Jinx / I don't know all of his alts. And Dr. Church O's in the next one. Oh, 1UC is in there too. I didn't realize he was playing today. Somebody explain to me in the chat why it is that we're all sitting here chit-chatting while Luke's playing. Isn't he supposed to be the caster in the group?
I mean, if I wasn't at work, I'd probably be playing.
Well, yeah. Let's. I do love having my controller with all the hotkeys for the camera angles. That makes life so much easier as a caster.
Oh yeah, I really like that replay, the instant replay that you.
Oh yeah, we got instant
added. That was
replay
pretty cool.
on the Echo matches now. For those that haven't seen it.
Just watching an ad.
Yeah, it was. I guess I missed a nail biter yesterday for one of the games.
Oh, it was.
You talking
Second
about
one was good.
You talking about the Tyro NA game versus
Yeah,
Five Tigers? Yeah, that was a
I logged
perfect,
on.
perfect example of how well the matchmaking works.
I logged on. I was excited, wanted to see the group play, and I couldn't find the video.
Yeah, we had some technical issues during that broadcast anyway, so we made the decision to just go ahead and remove the video.
Yeah, it makes sense.
More so from we had some technical issues, and we ended up having comms enabled, and the matchmaking was so ridiculously unfair that really didn't want to leave a video of a up and coming new team out there where they got treated that way. Not anything that Tyro NA did wrong. They played the game. It's just second round. If I remember right, second round finished as a 20-0 Mercy at 5 minutes and 5 seconds.
Like 4 minutes and something.
I think it was just over 5 minutes. So yeah, it wasn't a fun game to watch, and I'm sure neither team really had that much fun playing it. So
yeah.
Oh, but that second match of the day was pretty nice.
The second match was better, although, again, unfortunately, it got marred by the fact that the league sub bot and what determines the eligibility somehow had a high plat, low diamond team eligible to play in a bronze match. So it was
Yeah,
still
but Pyro Optics did a great job of putting up a huge fight on that second round.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
I will say I'm not a mod anymore, so I can have an opinion. Without that player, that league sub being in the game, Pyro Optics won that game. Absolutely. You know, that high plat, low diamond player put up 11 points in a match where only 21 points was scored. So Pyro Optics did an amazing job on defense and really getting and keeping themselves in the game. It's just a shame that they ended up having one of their first matches in the league get decided by whether or not somebody should have been a league sub or not.
Did that 11 points count the self goal off of Barofat that he had?
No, that was just the
Oh,
11
okay.
points on the scoreboard. So yeah, technically 13 points. Like I said, Pyro Optics won that game if it wasn't for
Yeah.
the fact that they were allowed to use a league sub that was so ridiculously overqualified.
Yeah.
So again,
No, they looked pretty good. I was disappointed I missed the replay. I was in training this afternoon. Otherwise, I would have jumped on there. So hopefully, you had a good session with them when you went through the film.
actually it was just Lolly that made it, plus a couple of other coaches and well-informed players. We're going to do it
Oh,
again
okay.
with the film because we actually only got through the first round before we had to start Midweek Madness. So,
Oh, you missed a good round then.
oh yeah, no, you can see that they have obviously as a bronze team, every bronze team has a lot of things to work on. But even in the first round, they had a lot of really good plays. Their goalie play was, I got a whole different level of respect for its GCD and his plays.
Oh yeah.
He made some saves where you're just sitting there going, dude, what?
When I stood with him last week,
frustrating to play against.
when I stood with him last week, he actually let me be in goal. And now after watching that game, I don't know why. I should not have been there. He was clearly the better goalie.
Eh. I can honestly say from playing in goal, sometimes it is nice to get out of goal. Oh, one UC. It's a high line.
That was quick.
Yeah, they were. Well, look at who's on that team though. You know, with Martini and one UC and Dr. Turt, you cannot sleep on the launch. You got to get off the ring.
Yeah.
They're going to have a front stack in your face when they decide to press.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to play Turt when he only had one controller for about 3 months.
Yeah, well, you know.
It also looks like everyone on the or most of the other team is EU, so there might be a ping advantage on this.
There's probably a little bit of ping, yeah. Uh-oh. One UC. No! Oh, it was a pass. Okay, I thought he was trying to shoot that. And the train wrecks in 5v5. So has anybody in the chat room actually done the 5v5 with the permanent goalie meta that we've been trying out?
I have. It's pretty terrible.
Oh, I love it.
Terrible?
I loved it.
Oh, see?
I was making jokes because I know
okay.
Turk likes it.
I honestly see that if people give it a try and give it an honest chance, I can easily see that becoming the new competitive meta easily.
So would you see a lower scoring games at that point?
Oh yeah, because you got to think about
It
it.
balanced. I mean, the scores right now are all offensive. Whoever's got the best offense is going to win.
Yeah, right now at any given time, because teams, you have to keep a goalie in goal or a player in goal to take away 3-pointers. That means you have a 4v3 every single time, right? Because the goalie is stationary. You can't man defend all 4 players. There's always somebody open. With the perma goalie, it becomes a 4v4 plus the goalie is there. So now the whole meta of the game changes, and you end up with, you actually have to work a lot harder to earn points in the bubble, and you can't take half-court threes, all of those things that really are kind of hallmarks for the game right now in the competitive scene. That goes away, which I honestly think that's a good thing for the sport.
Oh yeah, it takes it from being something more like basketball to being more like soccer and hockey.
Yeah, I think it does.
Your defense is just as important then.
I think it does. I think it takes away a lot of the and I don't know if I agree with it makes it less like basketball, because I think basketball and hockey are very similar. It definitely leans it more towards a hockey style situation where for every offensive player, midfielder, center, whatever you want to call them, they have a defensive companion. Whereas right now, especially teams that have really cracked goalies, that goalie is marginally an offensive player, usually, except for at the very highest level. Obviously, Cruzen and Kung and Galti, they're offensive players. But for, anywhere from silver all the way up into diamond ranks, the goalie's the goalie. He's not going to do that much scoring. So it just changes the dynamic of the game so much, in what I think is a positive manner.
Oh, good steal.
Everybody see the big upset in VRML yesterday?
Oh, did they cast that game?
They did not cast the game, which is, sad face for the production team. The match with what is supposed to be the new super team in Echo, and somehow they don't cast the match, and that happens to be the match that super team loses.
Yeah, because I was trying to see if I could go back and watch it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
I have been reluctant to say anything about what happened in the match because obviously it wasn't casted, but it is interesting, maybe ironic, that on Dimwee's show on Monday we were talking about Avant and whether or not that they would dominate and what the risks were to them. And of course, when you have that many great players, one of the biggest risks is egos getting in the way.
Yeah.
And
wow.
unlike,
That was a nice play.
unlike Joker, that had Kung as their defensive anchor, and then you have, and even Instinct with Cruisin as the defensive anchor. You don't have that on this team. You have 4 strikers. Although Strem is an extremely good and very humble player, he's definitely a team player. But in my lifetime, I don't remember seeing teams where they took the number 1 and number 2 players in the world, put them together, and that it worked out as well as everybody wanted it to.
Yeah.
It's just egos get in the way, and I question whether or not, and I'm not downing Anomaly at all, okay? Andy W and that team, they are cracked players, but Avant is supposed, if you look on paper, Avant should be unstoppable.
Right.
Yeah, but
But
there's
if
more
they
than
lack
just team.
chemistry,
Exactly, the chemistry.
Well, chemistry,
yeah, if they lack
obviously-
chemistry,
Yeah, chemistry obviously plays a big part in it, but at the same time, you can't use the chemistry argument and say, well, Anomaly has better chemistry. Anomaly hasn't been, their current roster hasn't been together any longer than Avant has, really. They just recently added Andy W to the roster, who is an absolutely cracked player. So, again, I think if they're having chemistry issues, it's, in my opinion, it's probably more ego than it is something that, that has to do with just the amount of time they've been playing together.
What's the age range of those Master League players?
Age range and what?
Of those players?
Well, that's the thing, is that Strem is, I think he's in his late 20s, early 30s. Game and Jaywalker are college age, and I think Ender's a little bit older than them, I think.
9, 8, 7.
What happened?
Whoa.
We lost our stream. What the heck? Hold on. I think I know what happened. I think my headset died. Yep, hold on. We're having technical difficulties today. This is what happens when I'm not casting and I'm just chilling out and chit-chatting. Now I gotta get... Can y'all still
I
hear
don't
me?
know. I've been paying attention on the RML Discord in the last 3 or 4 days, and things are completely different from what I thought they were.
How so? We ain't got no video right now, but we can always chit-chat.
Well, the majority of the players seem to be very, very young. A lot of the teams are not organized at all.
Yeah, that's actually the
that's
norm.
the real VRML.
That's the norm, yeah.
Twice I get called in to sub a game, and I get there, you're like, hurry up, get there. I get there, and it's like, oh, we can't form a team. Well, the hell?
Yep, that's ways.
That's all the time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why
they're
I'm
like
only
14 years old.
Oh yeah, they're awful. That's why I won't sub for anybody outside Tyro. They got to have at least one Tyro person on the team before I sub.
And my
Hey,
absolute
Cork.
favorite was,
Hey, what?
they finally got the
I
team
think we have
together.
a Enchi's Chuckles teams match that we got the video of from last night. Just a scrim.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you recorded that?
Yeah, we got that.
All right, we're about to get some video back while we're sitting here chit-chatting on a black screen. I had to go and grab the Spark link because my headset was acting dumb. So it just won't be spectating me. We'll just be going through the Spark link. There we go, we're back.
All right.
Sweet.
Like I said, we're not taking these streams nearly as seriously as we normally do.
Oh wait, this is the marathon.
This is, yeah, midweek match.
Oh. And they've rebalanced.
Did they rebalance?
Martini's on orange. One you see
Yeah,
is on
they're-
blue.
They did
Well,
that
one you
between
see
rounds.
was on blue with Martini, and it looks like they switched the Mangos and Martini around. So let's see how that plays out for the teams.
I got to say, Torque, I'm surprised that you didn't harass Martini about joining us. I thought for sure you would say something.
No. Look, I can't be mean to Martini all the time, and I prefer to save it up for when he tries to dunk on me. So, because he did it once out of 1,000 attempts, and so he thinks he's some sort of dunk master. I don't know.
Yeah, but that one time's on video.
Okay. I promise you, I can go back and dig up a bunch of attempts that are on video.
The headbutt stun always works.
I love Martini.
Thanks, Phil.
When you two are on opposite teams in a match, it's fun just to listen to you.
Oh, I know. We definitely have some banter going on.
Low? Still low?
Not toxicity, just some, friendly jibes and. Ooh, look at them. Little floor passing going on.
No, but I think that's part of the fun of playing these events is just kind of bantering back and forth with each other in a fun way, right? I mean, none of it's that serious.
Well, that's the other thing. That's one of the things that I fell in love with Tyro way back in the day, is that you go into pubs and it's not fun banter. It's
Right.
toxic. It's horrible. People saying things that just shouldn't even be said.
Slipping around.
Versus,
Like I wish mine had not more
you know,
because that would hurt my face, but
in Tyro events, yeah, we can have fun banter and pick on each other and still have a good time with it.
I kind of feel like they're expecting left now.
And I like in tire events that you'd never see in pubs is someone going giggly.
Oh, I know.
And they completely lose it, and they're useless for like 2-3 minutes because they're gone into a giggle fit.
I can't see. Is that Kudakai?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think you've seen the worst of that. If you get Moosh and Kasha and sometimes Victoria all together, yeah, it can become a ridiculous giggle fest. We've had some matches with Tyro events that I've had to mute people just because the giggling got too much. It was like, really, come on.
I think two of the people I love playing with are Moosh and Hyena, just because when they get going and Hyena starts doing his laugh, it's a lot of fun.
I actually played at the end of season 5 with Moosh, Hyena, and Zori, and it was the most fun I had on a league team playing with the three of them. I like playing Tyro events with Hyena because Hyena was the one that coined the phrase "damn it, Torque," because he really doesn't like it when I torque him. See, when I started
Sounds
doing
like
it,
something very different.
when I started doing it to Khan just very quickly learned how to deal with it and stop me. Hyena for the longest time just would scream, "God damn it, Torque!"
I'm not the only one that gets stuff like that. I can't remember who it is. Sorry, the general anesthesia is still wearing off, but somebody loves to say bad cootie and good cootie.
Oh God, I don't know who that is, but
It just depends.
funny.
Are they on my side or are they on the other team? Doesn't matter which team they're in. They're one of the others coming out.
Yeah, I don't know who says it, but it's kind of funny.
It might be Blackhawk.
I know the other night I was saying no, Cootie. Wasn't good or bad. It was just no. with the Monday Marathon when it got a little stun happy.
Uh-oh, here's
Oh.
Bush.
Hey, the marathon this week was legit. I was sore. I'm still a little sore from it, so that was
Hey,
a.
I actually scored against Torque on Monday, so that's like the first time ever for me.
Did his headset get disconnected or?
No.
Oh,
I would point out that the best goalies on the planet only save about 30% of the shots, so you know, scoring on me, you got an 85% chance of scoring on me, no doubt.
his throw speed right now is 13.
Yeah, no. If you're throwing 13s constantly, I'm sorry, I'm gonna catch most of those.
I think I just got lucky from clock.
Ooh. Oh, I thought that was about to be a nice save there.
I probably should mute their comms, huh?
Why?
Well, just because in case somebody says something they don't want out in the world.
Yeah. I know our Monday Marathon, it took a little while to get it balanced, but once it got balanced, man, that second round, we were flying all over the place.
Yeah, we had a really good one. It came out pretty well balanced. We did have to switch one player at one point to get it just right, but it came out pretty well balanced, and it was a ridiculous sweat fest.
The funny thing is, I don't remember the score. I remember who I played with, but I don't remember what the score was.
Yeah, we don't worry about the score. Oh, that was a silly shot, Dave. We don't worry about the score. We're just having fun.
I just remember one of the early plays on, I think Cootie just rode my back and stunned me like 3 times in a row, and after that it was the game was just him and I going after each other pretty much the whole game.
And I'll say, good job, Cootie.
You were just hanging back in my goal.
What was
I don't
that?
like it when people hang back in my goal.
No, backline, as a goalie, Cootie, what you want is to make somebody hang back by your goal.
Oh yeah, I love breaking up stacks.
Make them stay
And if I
there.
can, if I distract somebody for 30 seconds and we score, I know at least I did some minor part of that. But somebody sitting on the frame,
Yeah, no, I don't let people hang back there.
yeah.
Oh no, I was out on shield when you came out and got me on those. I had turned my back and the play was already
Ghost got
down the
slapped.
field. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I think every goalie should be an expert at brawling, because you're going to have more chances to stack break and beat up players and keep them out of the play in that position than any place else.
Blue throws it way downfield.
And it's fun as hell to irritate a front stack.
Oh, the best feeling in the world is getting to clear down the tunnel and turning around and popping 2 people who are trying to zoom past you.
Plus, the front stack is always those players that they're strikers, so they think that they're God's gift to the game. So it's always fun to shut them up for about 30 seconds.
Whoa, I'm a striker.
And we are God's gift to the game trees.
Trees, you are what I have always defined as a support striker. You're not the jukey disc hog kind of striker.
I have to be now that Martini was
Well,
stolen.
yeah, I mean he Martini committed treason and left you guys, but it is what it is. Ooh, Ender followed by some windmills, followed by a 1 UC score. What's the Canadian version of Wheaties?
Isn't it just Wheaties?
I don't know, is it? Whatever it is, Luke had like 4 bowls this morning.
Is that cereal?
Yes.
Yes.
The breakfast of champions.
What was the
Is
phrase?
that-
You better
is
eat your
that the
Wheaties?
slogan?
That's a slogan, yes.
Okay. I've never had them.
Did the Tryo Academy champions eat their Wheaties? Wonder if we can get you guys on a Wheaties box.
Photoshop it all.
I had Wheaties.
That used to be a thing where champions, you weren't a champion
Yep.
until you were on a Wheaties box, you know?
Yep.
Oh. Scram. Uh-oh. Blue team's got the disc. Oh, that's a... Oh! Nice
Good save.
Flat bounce. In. Martini with some money. Make sure we get some instant replays in the Twitch here. So when we have the next Tyro land, is everybody coming?
Hell yes.
Depends where it is.
It does not depend where it is.
No, it does not.
It's so that has nothing to do with attendance. I promise. It can't.
If it's in Florida, I'm not coming.
Oh wow! I'm feeling somewhat targeted there, Trees.
So it's not you part of Florida. It's the whole part of Florida.
Oh well, you know, yeah, I can't control that, but
Are you not allowed in Florida for a certain reason, or you just prefer not to go?
I think he prefers not to go because we got whack job politicians in Florida. But
Uh,
I don't want to talk about politics.
My lawyer won't let me answer this question.
I probably should watch what I say because you know the governor and his shock troops might hear me and come and get me. But whatever.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Disney does have stormtroopers there now.
there you go.
I like Disney.
Disney is not one of the problems there.
It's Tallahassee that's the problem.
Never been to that Disney.
So do they have a? They started narrowing down potential locations for Tyro Land? Or
I
still
do
just
not
kinda
know.
What ifs?
After putting on the first land, I committed that I would not put myself through that again. You don't realize
you put quite some work into that, man.
you don't realize how much work it is until you do it, and you're like, you know what? It was awesome. Even Dimwee actually was talking about that too on his Monday show, that Tyro Land was the best land so far.
Well, he said a lot of good things about you.
I know.
And you still
Up until you started challenging him.
Well, yeah, and that he was being nice, and then I trolled him. Yeah, I know.
Speaking of Exoticus, were you at Redshift just in Pittsburgh?
I was. It was fun.
You should have let me know. I would have came out there and bought you a beer.
Nice.
You missed
I was only there the
chance to
Saturday
beer.
and the Sunday though, and yeah, fun stuff. Next time though.
Okay, but Nat, you've been to several others. Have any of them been anywhere as good as the Tyro Land?
No. I mean the Tyro House at Nepaland was pretty baller. That was super fun. But
that
the Tyro
had nothing to
Land
do with-
overall was the best land experience.
But that had nothing to do with the land. That was the Tyro community getting together in a house.
Yeah.
So again, my suspicion holds true that we just, because all we did was take that same Tyro community feel and expanded it out to the whole hotel.
Yeah, number of games played and number of games that I watched was probably the most at Tyro Land too.
I hope we can have the same type of setup at every land that we had at Tyro. Oh, trying to Joker train. Didn't work. But
I don't know. So
having
one of the things that I heard was like previously, because your Facebook account was linked to your headset, and that like Facebook was like that was a big thing. Like you couldn't have a LAN where it's like the LAN people had 8 headsets and they were just like headset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and use these. But maybe with the new rules, that might be a possibility.
that would be cool. I liked the way that our LAN was in terms of we had the big social room, we had the music, we had the big projection screen, so you could actually get together and enjoy the matches while they were when you weren't playing, and then just I still had because I didn't get to play at all at LAN. I was way too busy with everything else, and then with KK trying to keep me standing. So the ability to be able to have that much room to play has got to be awesome.
Yeah.
1 point down with 40 seconds.
And I will say that playing with people cheering your scores is probably the best Echo experience you can get.
Oh yeah, actually having people where you can hear the cheering.
What'd you guys do? Put it on like a projector or something?
We had I've got pictures somewhere. I'll post them on Tyro Pics again. But we had 2 rooms. One that was the play space room, where every player had a 10-foot by 10-foot space with I don't remember who made the mats, but with play mats on the floor.
Proximat, I think.
Yeah, it was Proximat. There was a 4x4 Proximat for everybody inside of their play space, and then the games were all streamed onto Twitch, and we had the Twitch stream up on on 2 different screens, one that was like a 70-inch and then one that was a full wall projection in the social room. And then we had the open bar and the buffet dinner every night and all that. It was awesome. And I don't know how many people had their own little hospitality suite set up in their rooms. I know me and Cool went to the liquor store the day before everybody showed up to stock up, and I ended up spending close to $3,000 just on alcohol for our room. So it was a good time.
Orange team ready.
And what we need to do is get a committee to help organize those, so it's not just 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
And my wife used to do event planning, and I used to do tech at the conferences. And when anything larger than 200 people at a tech conference, I could not handle by myself. I had to get local help.
Well,
and the organization, she had a team of people to do organizing stuff for 4,000 people.
We had, I think, like 85 people, 65 rooms, the 2 meeting rooms, one for the social room and one for the play space. We had a pop-up Wi-Fi network that we brought in so that we would have the right bandwidth for it. And then there was all of the swag. Every player who attended and bought a player's ticket got a custom Tyro Fam jersey with their name and number on it. And then we got, if you haven't seen it, I think the coolest thing was the water bottles. We got these like 1 quart stainless steel water bottles that where the Tyro logo is etched into the side. The Tyro Fam logo is etched into the side of it.
Jerseys were the best.
The what?
The jerseys.
Well, the jerseys are cool. I mean, and we still do have 2 jerseys left that are the generic Tyro Fam ones that we gave to like the spouses. We're going to do as giveaways on VRBN at some point in time. We just haven't decided when.
So you mentioned players. Did everybody come and form teams, or did you kind of do like just a lotto pick to put the teams together?
Now, what we typically do with the Tyro events is we let people sign up in pairs. You can sign up by yourself if you want, but you can also sign up as pairs, and then we tried to balance the teams based on the skill levels of the different pairs that were placed on teams. So for those players that decided, we had a couple of diamond players that decided they wanted to pair up. They ended up getting a couple of bronze teammates assigned to them, It wasn't intended to be a competitive, a really competitive event. You know, it was about the community. So, and everybody had a good time. I didn't get I heard one complaint from somebody that's not in Tyro that was there. Other than that, everybody said they had a blast. I know I did. I got to hang out with a lot of people that I'd never met before, so it was cool. And then, of course, I got to hang out with Skit and Tasha and Luke and Martini and Nat and.
It's also weird because it's like you still know them because you still get some of the body movements that still comes through from VR. So it's not like you're meeting somebody brand new.
No, it's not. It's literally you're just putting a face to somebody you already know.
So does everybody get called by their screen name for the most part the whole time?
Yeah, I mean that's what everybody knows you as.
I don't think I know Torque's real name.
Everybody should know my real name because you got emails from me about the event. So, and my real name is in my email address. I don't care.
I didn't even know.
But no, generally people stick with their IGNs.
There are probably more people in this world that know me as Kudakai than know my real name.
Yeah.
Well, mine's one and the same, so it's pretty easy.
Well, I got to the point where actually we've got Slack at work.
Your
and
parents put pinched nerve on your birth certificate? Man, that's messed up.
Chuck.
What's funny is most everyone from Tyro just calls me Gary.
Oh, yeah, well.
Except for Victoria, which really screwed me up.
I got people at work that call me Cootie.
That's all right. Because Raijin tried that. He had his name as his name, and then he tried to change it, and he expects people to call him by some weird name. His mama called him Kai, I'm calling him Kai.
It's just you. Confusing all of these people that joined Tyro after the name change.
I know. Because I call out
nice
Kai,
day.
and they're like, who the hell are you calling for?
It's close enough that, like, if you say it quickly, they might not notice.
I always thought your name at the beginning was Ragin, like you just had anger issues.
He's a raging Cajun. It's fine.
Raging?
Ragin' Cajun,
I
exactly.
thought that's what it was, Raging.
No.
Oops. How do you pronounce it?
It's Raijin, like
Raijin.
rye, whiskey, and gin.
Oh, okay. Mixed drink.
Oh,
Okay.
so even your name's a mixed drink. I didn't know that.
Extra alcoholic.
Yeah. No, it's actually just a Japanese god of like thunder and lightning.
I'm pretty sure that you can't claim godhood in this world until you've eaten bacon. I'm just saying.
Which I have done multiple
Fine.
times now. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got hooked, didn't you?
It's a typical inclusion on any breakfast sandwich now.
For those in the chat that are newer to the community, up until relative to his overall age, recently, Rye had never eaten bacon.
I remember seeing the post and everybody kind of going crazy about it, and I was scratching my head. But then I got the backstory. It's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I couldn't believe everybody was celebrating that somebody had bacon on a sandwich.
It's just wrong. I mean, honestly, don't take this the wrong way, Rye, but that's child abuse, okay? Not giving your child bacon is child abuse.
If you're ever in the DC area, Rajan, you got to come to the George Washington campus. They have the GW Deli. They have this
Mhm.
breakfast sandwich that is about half a pound of bacon and maybe 2 eggs.
Oh, that
Oh.
sounds just about the right
And
proportion.
they even put a little bit of grape jelly on it, which I thought was disgusting at first, or sounded it, but man, it's good.
I'll
Yeah,
have to come down and try the.
I'm not sure about the grape jelly thing, but
I wasn't either, but after I tried, I was like, man, this is damn good.
a half a pound of bacon, it just makes everything better.
Oh yeah,
Man, Gary, you just made my pacemaker quiver.
bacon on bacon on bacon and egg.
Did you guys see those pictures that I posted of the pig shots?
Oh, you talking about your smoker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
a pig
so-
shot is you cut a piece of like smoked sausage, like kielbasa. You wrap it in bacon to make a little shot glass, and then you fill it with cream cheese and cheddar cheese and jalapenos and smoke it for like 2 hours. Oh man, it is a cardiac arrest waiting to happen.
So if you're not gonna plan the next landing, you're just gonna bring like a smoker there and feed everybody.
I don't know. The new smoker that Tink got me for Father's Day, I could actually take it with me, and it can do like 16 racks of ribs at once.
There
So
you go.
in theory, I could. The
So
problem
we might
is,
have to do it in Florida.
well, we were gonna do it in Atlanta, except for the hotel had a policy that all food and drink in public areas had to be provided by the hotel. So, which I didn't care for, but everything else went so well with the hotel that I was like, you know what, whatever.
Right.
Bring it for the CCs.
No, because then we'd have a rush of people volunteering to be CCs.
Way downfield. Interception.
Look at Orange Team passing the disc around. Oh, just as I say it, they muffed it a little bit.
I think I've only ever had a chance to meet or play with Luke one time, and it was in a scrim about a month ago. And he is just a really cool, down to earth guy. It was a lot of fun playing with him.
Well, keep in mind, Tyro is Luke and Kadaski's baby.
Yeah, that's what he was telling us.
You know,
So
they were the
Can
ones.
confirm when you use a G.
They're
The
the
best
ones.
is when he enters casting mode while playing and he just starts talking about everything that's happening.
yeah,
He can turn that shit on.
Yeah, him, Pally, and Dimwee have that ability to just instantly apply a level of energy that most casters just can't. I think that's what makes them so entertaining to watch.
well, I've seen you get that level of energy out of Dimwee at least 2 times now since I've gone Tyro.
Look, I love Dim. He's a great guy, but he's one of those people that, because he is very opinionated and he's very animated about it, so you can get him wound up.
Oh yeah,
You know,
very passionate, very
yeah.
passionate.
And when you get him wound up, the rants do sometimes become comical at how wound up he gets.
Yeah. Who was it? I think it was you were telling me the story about they staged a fight at one of the lands.
At Tyroland, during the cast, it was, I think it was him and Smooth. The video's out there somewhere. I think it was him and Smooth that staged a fight on camera.
And told nobody.
No, told nobody. I literally, as soon as they started, I didn't know about it, and I was the organizer. And as soon as it started, I started to get over there to get involved to break it up. I was like, "Don't do this shit, guys! Come on."
was on Smooth's team, and it was hilarious because I saw it starting to get wound up.
That is awesome.
Yeah, we had a blast at the whole LAN. We 2 nights before it started, me and Tink and Cool Whip got together and went out to dinner and had the most amazing dinner. Then the night before, we had about 14 people show up a night early, so we went out to a Brazilian steakhouse for dinner that night. And then it was crazy Friday. I think it was Friday that I could barely walk by the time the day was over. KK was out there
running around so much.
Yeah,
well with all the setup and
you
everything.
were in your robe and slippers and just hanging out because you looked tired.
I've got a surgically repaired knee and a bad back, so with all of the moving of equipment and setting everything up, I was done halfway through Friday, and we still had matches going on. So KK actually, if you don't know KK, that's Kensuke Kai. She's the captain of Entropic Force, and she is the sweetest person on the planet, but she's also a physical therapist. So,
okay.
Yeah, she got down in the atrium of the hotel. She had me lay down on the couch, and she did some things to give my back some relief just so I could get through the day.
Oh, nice.
But KK is awesome. I think we had about a dozen people that all went together and got tattoos at the LAN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they went nuts. Tink went with them. She even got one. I'm not a tattoo person, so I ain't doing that crap. If I was meant to have a tattoo, I'd have been born with a birthmark.
Now, did they get matching tattoos or just tattoos?
Some of them did get matching tattoos, yes.
Okay.
Echo unit tattoos.
And then,
Most of them were Echo related.
yeah, they were Echo-related tattoos. And then, of course, Cool had her hospitality suite set up with beer pong and everything else.
See, Trish, you should have had everybody go out and get the team name tattooed, and then they could never leave.
See, and the sloths
Yeah.
hooked. Oh, nice shot.
No, we were for how much trouble or for how much of a hard time I give Martini. I've told Martini multiple times that we are probably not as competitive as he wanted to be.
Oh yeah, I get it.
The sloths got me a really nice bottle of Derringer bourbon at the LAN. It's still waiting for them to hit gold. So, trees.
What? Our MRMR is gold now. We all got better, remember?
I need to see a gold star so that I can open up this bottle of bourbon. Yeah, we actually had several. Let's see, most of the sloths was there, or was it all of the sloths? No, Blend was the only one that wasn't there.
Yeah, Glenn was doing family stuff, so he couldn't make it.
Yeah, we had most of the sloths. We had 2 or 3 teams that the whole team showed up, or most of the team showed up. What are y'all doing? Quit playing with the dead.
Say Tyro NA had most of them.
I haven't been following along in the
No,
chat.
Tyro
Looks
NA
like-
had all of the team at the time. Obsidian was there, Wiggles, Luke, Cool, and Carl. They were all there. Moosh and Jay Jesters, most of the team was there. They're now defunct, but there's Moosh and Hyena.
Right now, they're already starting to talk about tattoos at the next LAN.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna design one. We're gonna design one for Torque.
Torque's not getting a tattoo. I can tell you that right now. Torque has a phobia of needles. There's no way in hell I'm letting somebody come near me with a gun of needles.
Yeah, I want to say my shoulder took about, I want to say it was like 8-9 hours.
Yeah, nope, and nope. I ain't doing needles.
Looks like they swapped Luke and Martini.
Oh, yep. Yeah, they swapped it up to try and balance it. Oh, yeah, because it is 9-0. That's the problem with this format, is we don't really pay attention to the score much. Oh, somebody scored. Cool.
Well, last matches I was in, I think we lost 2 or 3 rounds, and then we said nope, we don't want to change, and we went through another 2 or 3 rounds like that.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
We always leave it up to the people in the lobby to balance. The preference is to keep the games fun. If that means you're having fun down by 10, okay. If people aren't having any fun with it, change it.
Well, and you can kind of tell if it's you're down by 10 because you're just missing little things, or if you're down by 10 because it's just completely unbalanced, right?
Well, it also, like I said, it's about whether or not you're having fun. I mean, Trees will tell you, having tried to play league play with me, that I'm typically a very competitive player. I don't find losing to be fun.
I could see that.
But there have been plenty of events that, just depending on who I'm in the event with, I'm having a good time regardless of what the score is. You know, I absolutely love playing with Tasha and Skit. I enjoy playing with Trees as long as we're not playing competitively, because I get too wound up when we're playing competitively.
I can't see Trees ever getting wound up.
Nope. We played.
Oh man, just
We played what, half a season 3 together, Trees, and I don't think he ever got wound up the whole time.
Well, we were talking about our last game when we ended up terribly mismatched in our last VRML game, and we laughed pretty much the whole game. So I know that, depending on the situation, I mean, we still had a lot of fun, even though we got beat pretty bad.
Actually, Zori and Moosh showed me the trick. This is the slide, right? In between rounds, it is mandatory. It was mandatory on our team. In between rounds, you had to slide down the slide across and back up, and you have to say "wee" while you're doing it. And it's really hard to stay tilted when you're sitting there screaming "wee."
I tried that. I ended up floating.
Maybe we'll add that to the curriculum for the individual movement drills in the academy. Is how to slide.
Moosh is so chill. She's a lot of fun to play with in those events, because even when you're getting frustrated, she has a way about picking you back up and just calming you down.
I don't know that I would call Moosh chill. She is very high energy, but
but positive energy.
Yeah, it's positive energy. It's the same way when you're playing with Tasha, that it's that positive level of energy where you can just feed off of it. They're still trying to shuffle the teams here?
Yep.
I gotta head off. Peace out.
Later.
Everybody, have a good one.
Take care, Donnie.
I'm looking at this going, Martini, Average, Ghost, and Luke may be unbalanced.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
I think because Blue is so far ahead that they loaded up Orange in order to level the score out. But it's gonna be unbalanced this way, is my guess. And Ghost is just gonna walk up.
Oh, somebody just took out 2 of them. Scram.
Oh, God. Little highlight there. Not exactly where he wanted to pass, but It definitely worked out.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Yeah, I honestly think Tyro is the reason that a lot of people, a lot of adults, didn't give up on Echo.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh yeah, I would be playing it if it wasn't for
Um,
Tyro.
we've had gotten that feedback more times than any other feedback about the community. And if you think about it, I joined Tyro probably March of 21. And at that time, Tyro was still. I don't think if we had 100 people total, not active people, but just 100 people in the server, that was. I'd be surprised if we had that many at the time. And then we saw such huge growth um, after Christmas this season that it was just amazing. We got almost 1,500 people now in Tyro.
Yeah, and I think it was Tasha was saying how amazing it is to see the positive impact Tyro's had on the players and how quickly everybody's evolving because of the environment that Tyro's set up with the training and the sharing of information and just really working to help each other out.
Well, I think the community was awesome, and it kept people, a lot of people in the game. I think the academy is taking it to just a completely different level.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, I'm not joking when I talk about Skittles and I. We formed Apocalypse when I think I had like 300 pubs played and had never played a private. And we played the first half of season 3. We lost our first 10 games in a row. We got killed, and we could barely regrab. So watching the academy players and I can do the replay reviews and nitpick. This is what you need to do here and what you need to do here. But anybody can do the same thing to videos of me playing too. You know, it's the academy players are so much better than all of us were at that point in our Echo lives. So, and I always get jazzed because I always do the defensive training. I love watching some of these academy players going into VRML and just locking down the other team.
Yeah.
It's like, finally, somebody in the league is playing defense. Because you can watch some diamond teams that, yeah, they can score and they can juke and all of that, but they suck at defense. So I think Tyro has had a huge impact on the adult VR community, and most of that comes from the foundation that Luke and Kudakai set, and then the work that all the community captains have done to try and keep that community feel going.
Did you say that Luke and Kudakai set?
Or sorry, Kudakai, Kadaski.
Oh, what?
Well, and it says something that even when the younger generation, like there was a guy that just turned 18 and was so excited that he's turning 18 and he can now join Tyro. So it's not even just the adult community; it's the younger generation that wants to get in on it as well because of the positive atmosphere that they've seen.
I think that's truly the case. I think we have that it. And I'd love to say it's just the positive atmosphere and the positive community that we have. But part of me also I think you have to be realistic and acknowledge that the general Echo community can be so toxic that having a community that's not toxic is a huge improvement. But then when you take it up a level to the level of community that we have in Tyro, it just is set way above any other community that's out there in terms of Echo.
I'd be curious to get Kadeski or One UC doing just kind of like an interview and talking about what they originally
We just
saw and how it all evolves. When was this?
You didn't watch the finals?
Finals? No, I didn't watch the finals. I was playing in it.
Go back and watch the finals video. We opened the intro of the finals video actually was Luke and Kadaski doing the interviews and talking about Tyro.
I'll have to go back and watch that. I just watched the game.
Yep. And then we did the coaches panel with Kadaski and all of the coaches to give them a chance to talk about their experiences with the academy. I mean, yeah.
So they talked about kind of how they started Tyro and how it's evolved. That's great. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
I don't know if they. I was on cams, so I don't remember if they were doing if it was a lot, but they did talk. That was the entire point of the initial intro, was to just let them introduce Tyro to the world and talk about what Tyro is and what it's meant to be. And
because how old is Tyro? It's almost 2, or is it already 2 years old?
I want to say it's not quite 2 years old. I think they started it just before season 3.
Okay.
They started in January.
Yeah. So January was the beginning of season 3.
So, and when did you join Tyro, Torque?
I joined in like March of that year, so Tyro was still very small. And honestly, like, everybody talks about the land, and I did a lot of legwork for it, but we wouldn't have had the land without a lot of the members of Tyro, because I wasn't motivated to do anything like that. I don't like events. I'm not a social person. But, you know, Skittles and Trees and Roman and a bunch of the community captains got hyped about it. And you know how hype is, that one person starts getting hyped and everybody else, it just becomes infectious. So it just got to the point, I think, about July of last year, it had gotten enough hype and gotten me hyped enough to where I was like, well, you know what? Let's stop talking about it and let's do it.
Right.
But I think a lot of, nice save. I think it's, I wouldn't have done it had it not been for the community. This community is just so much better than any other online community that I've ever seen.
Well, the thing that I like is just the area that I live in. We spend so much time just, you know, driving everywhere, back and forth to work, and it's just like life is a rat race. And I'm sure it's not just for the DC area, but and being able to just put your headset on and be part of a community without ever leaving your house. There's just something to that that's appealing for me as well. As you know, at any given time, I can say, you know what, I'm in the mood to socialize, and I don't have to worry about, you know, where I'm going to go or coordinating, because there's always somebody around.
Yep. Yeah, it's different now. I think that the newer members of Tyro are very, very lucky that it has become what it is, because you know, when Tyro first started, because we just didn't have a huge player base, especially when VRML season was in season and everybody is focused on, they've got to practice with their team and they've got matches and everything else, things really got quiet during that time frame. Now, because we've gotten so much larger, there is a constant presence.
Well, I remember there was some excitement one of the first Monday marathons after I joined, when they were like, holy crap, we're going to have 2 lobbies tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And now I think the most I've seen was it 4 lobbies?
I think we've done 4. I think we've done 4 a couple of times.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And it really just speaks back to what some of the coaches said was, you know, it's fun to teach, but it's also a little selfish because they got more people to play with, right?
Well, yeah.
And then, you know, it's a give and take for everybody. It's a lot of fun.
And there are players, a lot of us, that remember the time last fall, really, where we had some growth in Tyro, but it wasn't where it is today. and the skill gap was just too great. And a lot of the new Tyro members weren't enjoying the matches as much because, I mean, let's face it, this is definitely a sport that you can very easily feel like a fish out of water, right?
Wow.
I was like that my first few weeks.
I try.
Yeah, this is a sport where you can feel like a fish out of water, especially, you know, when for the people that joined in fall, all of us had been playing for 6 months together, and been playing for the game itself for a year and sometimes longer. So if you're coming in having just picked up Echo and trying to play, yeah, I can definitely see being overwhelmed by it. So now with the academy and the way we've structured the events and trying to balance the teams,
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot less often.
I think what helps a lot with that is there's usually a coach or two or somebody willing to coach on all the events, and so even that fish out of the water gets help as they're learning to play with other people.
Yeah. And it makes a world of difference. It really does. I mean, the games become more enjoyable for every single person involved in it because now you're not feeling like you're constantly undermanned. You know, you're not playing with a disadvantage, you're just playing.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next LAN, the next. A lot of you weren't here when we did the last Tyro charity tournament.
No.
So that's always fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of these events. And being able to be a part of these experiences that I've listened to everybody talk about. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, Kudakai, I tell you right now, the most fun, one of my most favorite things to come out of Tyro, and you haven't seen it, you haven't gotten a chance to experience it yet because he's not back with us yet. But when Daylight comes back, get a chance to backstack with Daylight. He is so much fun to play with.
I've heard his name 2 or 3 times. Who?
Daylight?
Yeah.
Daylight's original IGN was Mr. Chainsaw PE. And he's played for several teams, including Entropic Force. He was diagnosed with cancer last year, stage 4 cancer. And if you go in the Tyro server, you'll see the secret channel. We post updates to what's going on with him periodically when we get them. But nicest guy you'll ever meet. Absolute great guy. Wonderful player to play with. And, you know, it's just tragic that he got diagnosed with it. But right now, it looks like he may be beating it. So
That's great.
we just got an update today, actually, that he's got a PET scan today. He's on his way to Cleveland today to go and potentially, if the scan comes out good, they're going to do surgery to remove the original tumor.
Oh, that is awesome news.
Yeah,
Hopefully it comes
so-
out everything okay.
I'm super jazzed that hopefully the scan comes out right and everything's good. He's my favorite backstack partner I've ever played with. He is so much fun to play with as a goalie. Where are we at? There we are. Lose this logo shot. Nope.
That's the one thing I like about these events too, is getting an opportunity to backstack with different people and see kind of their approach to things. I remember one of my first experiences was with Knight, and he was teaching me how to, like, when to go, when to stay back, and I learned a lot from him that night, and I truly appreciated his passion for the game. But then even the other night, I was doing it with Nauticus, and you know, he even had a different approach and a little bit more aggressive take on the backstack, and it's
Now you talking
it's
about
just
Night
incredible.
23 or Night?
23.
Oh yeah. Night in hand.
Yeah, sticky hands. So
That's magnet hands.
magnet hand.
He
Magnet
has the
hand.
ridiculous ability to steal the disc from anybody. It is insane how good he is at stealing the disc.
I was watching his bounce shots too. Those
Oh
were
yeah.
impressive.
No, I always give Knight a hard time because for the longest time he wouldn't shoot any shot that wasn't a bounce shot.
Ah, okay.
So he perfected bounce shots like you wouldn't believe. But if I was there were a couple of times during events that I was in goal and he had a breakaway, and I literally turned my back to him to watch the backboard. I was like, "You're not going to shoot it straight at me. I know you're not. So just shoot your bounce shot, and we'll see what happens." Oh, mail slot. Nope, too low. Oh, and sleeper. He's got it back. No. What
I think some of the earliest education I got from Tyro was with someone teaching me how to backstack. I didn't know how to regrab. Couldn't do it to save my life. Couldn't never get that first regrab. But somebody said, okay, well, let's just learn what you do on the backstack. And he sat on my back, and I had no problem listening to Backseat Driver. And he would tell me where to go, what to look at. And when he was going to push off, then he would come back to me, and we keep doing it. And he just stayed on my back. And we may not have been regrabbing, but he taught me what the backstack was for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
And I think that's backwards from the way everybody else learns it. Is everybody else learns regrab. You just got to be able to regrab. That's all that matters. That's like saying that a wide receiver it can be a Pro Bowler if they're just fast, right? You have to know how to play the position and use the speed as a tool.
Yes, absolutely. Because I can regrab. The problem is I go flying right into a wall every time.
Yeah, if you can't direct it, if you can't use that speed to your advantage, then you might as well just float along. I mean, that's the nature of the game. But anyways, that is the end of our Midweek Madness early session with Tyro. I hope everybody in the chat had fun.
Oh, yeah.
First time that I've done audio, and now my throat hurts. And nobody hydrated me in Twitch there, Chuck. So I'm holding that against you, Chuck. But anyways, glad to have everybody. Anybody want to say some goodbyes or anything else?
Have a good one.
All right.
See you guys next week.
We will have some more Tyro fan matches this week on VRBN, and then of course we'll be back next Wednesday at 3 o'clock for more Tyro Midweek Madness early session. Y'all have a good night.